Hey everyone, welcome to You Can Automate. In this session, we are going to learn about drag. This is not single session, we'll be having multiple sessions and we are going to understand drag from the basic steps to advanced. So we are going to learn the concepts and then we are going to implement a project also on this. Let's understand what is drag first. So leave about the definition first. Let's understand the practical example. Assume there is a huge book and you want to understand some concepts in that. So assume that what is the function of chloroplast in the photosynthesis. You have this particular information in the entire book, but you do not know where it is. So what is the smart way you will do it is you will go to the index and see that in the which page number this photosynthesis concept is there. Then you'll go to that particular page and then you will find the answer. That exact process is how the RAG works. Let's take an example. Assume you have asked some question, what is the function of chloroplast in the photosynthesis? Right? It goes to a particular machine. Assume that this is the software which you are going to build, and what it does is it will first go and check what is the index of that particular concept. Okay, it got the index, then it goes to that particular page number and then it reads the concept what is written there, then it will give you an answer. This is the exact process of a RAG. Instead of reading the entire book, it will go to relevant topic, understand the topic, and based on the questions it will provide the relevant answer. So RAG is nothing but retrieval, read, and then answer, right? That's the power of RAG. Now let's understand what is definition of it. RAG is a retrieval augmented generation, is a way of AI to find the right information first, then answer the question instead of trying to remember everything. Now, you might get a question why this cannot be done by using LLMs. We have many LLMs, right? Why this RAG concept is involved now? Why need to build a separate project or a separate software or separate logic for this particular RAG? You can simply say that, okay, I can ask the particular questions to LLM and then it can provide the answer. So let's go to any of the LLM website. Here, this is a OpenAI website, developers.openai.com, and I have opened the model section. And every now and then we are getting a new models here. I just hit the compare models. These are the different models which are released by OpenAI. If you go down, there is a cutoff date, right? If you click on more, knowledge cutoff, that means this particular model got trained till December 2025. Similarly, GPT 5.4 also got trained till August 31st, 2025. After that, whatever happened, it does not have any information. This is the drawback of any LLM. We can ask the questions on the data which it got trained on. So that is why the RAG comes into picture. So knowledge is frozen in the time only it knows what it was trained. Beyond that, it will not have any information. Assume that you have a huge book or you have a huge data. Assume that in any of the company there is a Q4 financial spreadsheets and you might have a huge notes and you want to fetch some specific information from that notes, or you want to know what is a profit or what is a loss from this Q4, or you have some software documentation, you do not have a time to read the entire document and you want only the specific information. Maybe it could be a company reports, right? You cannot load all these documents, all the personal data to LLM because it is a security concern, because it might get used by someone for some purpose. But still you want to find a smarter way to answer your question. That is where the RAG comes into picture. Assume if you ask any of the questions to the existing model, it might say that I don't know, my knowledge cutoff is June 2023, and it might hallucinate. According to my data, your Q4 revenue was $987 million. Might not be accurate because the spreadsheet, the financial data of the company normally belongs to a specific company and it will not be uploaded to a public. It might give some wrong answer. The problem here is that we don't want to spend millions of dollars retraining an entire AI model every time we edit the text file. Assume that for every quarter we cannot push this particular data to model and ask it to read and give me an answer. It is is a huge cost is involved to retrain in every specific single topic. That is a main problem here we have. What is the solution? Solution is find only the relevant information from your data, give that particular information to AI, and then ask a question to AI to give an answer to specific question. Then it will provide an accurate answer. So what is this retrieval? It is nothing but the RAG concept. So we need to find a logic to build this particular retrieve phase so that AI will provide you accurate answers and you will fetch only the relevant information, particular document or concepts. So now we have understood why the existing LLMs cannot answer your every questions which is relevant to a more of your company data or any of the specific product. So now we have understood why RAG and what is the meaning of RAG. So if you consider the RAG, there are two phases. One is ingestion, another is a retrieval. Ingestion means you will load your private data or the documents to a database. It's actually not a regular database, it is a vector database. Then you ask a question to fetch the relevant information. That phase is nothing but the retrieval. So these are the main phases of the RAG. In the further sessions, we will understand what is ingestion, how many sub phases involved in the ingestion, and how to retrieve also. So let me know if you have any questions.